Step on a dirty ass nigga, you're upset. Get a check, fuck a bitch, look at her sis like you're on deck. Yes.
No doubt. How's everybody doing today?
Gucci.
You say you just been trying to smoke.
Yeah, bro. I just been wanting to smoke. Like, I don't know. I ain't gonna get to smoke. Like, sit down and roll a blunt and smoke a blunt. I don't get to smoke a blunt in the house that often, if rarely. So like, this is that opportunity to like sit down and smoke one. And thank you.
Okay, bet. How you holding up today, B?
I'm good, bro. I'm coming down off that duty high. I'm back in business. Thank you, my friend. Webb put me on. He hooked me up with the old box.
Yeah.
We're playing cross platforms and shit right now. This is a new technology, the new age of gaming.
It's nice how they doing it. It opens it up. Now It's not even a matter of, if you want this system or that system, when you could fuck with each other no matter what.
That's it.
You
so
know
I appreciate that.
You late to the game. We was looking for you last night.
Yeah, about that. I'll be out, bro.
I understand. I be pushing it to the limit. Like, I be down already, and if I get a text, I hop up out the bed sometimes.
Like, all right, we on.
I feel you about being down.
Yeah, I be out the game, bro. I be in bed early, 9:30, 10 o'clock type shit.
Yeah.
I'm out, B. I ain't got nothing left for you. Shut the house down.
See, I need that good quality. That's it.
Look, bro, I fuck around. I put the baby in the bed with his bottle and be like, look, bro, you figure it out. The house is quiet. Everybody out. So you can do what you want down there in that crib. But.
So I want to thank all the listeners coming through today to check us out. So want me to be on this podcast with my peoples again. What's up, D? What you thinking over there?
Nothing, man. I'm just.
You be hitting me with these facials. I don't know if you're trying to throw a signal, like I'm in duty mode. Like, is he trying to tell me the enemy over there? Like, what I need to do?
Hit a checkpoint real quick.
Yeah. No doubt.
Hit an objective.
Yeah. So, it was a busy day actually. I'm glad we were able to squeeze this in, and a few things I was thinking about on my way over here and throughout this past week. One of the things that I find myself falling into is I'm going to ask you guys, first and foremost, what are your fears, if any?
Being broke. That's number one for me, is like, I don't know, like losing the ability to make income. I think, and that's like, and it's not just the cash value of it. It's like the breadwinning aspect of it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, so my ability to not be a breadwinner, I think that's my fear. You know what I mean? Because like, I think a lot. I don't know if this is like me in my own head, but like a lot of who I am, a lot of like how my relationships are built on that ability, or at least I feel like they are. Like my part of the reason why I would think that like I'm with my partner is because like the ability to be a breadwinner and a good provider.
Yeah.
So like not being able to do that, that's a big fear for me, for sure.
Now, is that like one of those things that's always been there, or is this just come along? Because there's something that I've been thinking on that's pretty much just come along. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that like for me, it's been for like a long time. And I think it goes, I've always been insecure in relationships. So I think it stems from that aspect of it,
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm glad you can admit something like that too, because a lot of people are like refuse to have any sense of accountability. But yeah,
it's tough, man. But you know what? I felt empowered. Sway Lee, right? The artist, right. So he's got a track, and the line is like, I gotta check on my ex to make sure she's not doing better than me.
Facts.
And I felt that like deep.
Yeah.
In my, that kind of resonated with me. Like, all right, well, maybe I don't, like, I've been insecure out of relationships, but that's all right. Cause everybody does it. You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of like,
I respect it.
Yeah.
I respect it.
So I found some solace there.
D, any fears?
I think for me, one of my biggest fears is to not have to I fear of not having that solid relationship with my child.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, a fear of mine is like, people like, oh, I don't want to be like my dad, or oh, I want to be like my dad. He was the greatest guy in my life. That's great. But for me, like, I don't want that relationship with my kids that I have with my child. So me just being honest, like, that's one of my biggest fears is like doing everything in my power to not generate that type of relationship. And I don't think I will.
Mm-hmm.
But if that was a fear that I had to speak on, like, I don't want that relationship at all. So
That's powerful, and I feel like for you, like that to process in your head, is that something that came on now, or was there a foundation that fear was built off of before you had kids?
I think there was a foundation before I had kids.
Mhm.
It was just knowing that once my kids,
They're here now.
I was like, that's the biggest thing. Like, you can take away everything else, but
Mhm.
like, as long as I don't have that relationship, like,
Yeah.
like that's my fear. Like, I don't want that relationship. So, yeah, I think like any other relationship, it stems from past traumas. It stems from um, the way you were brought up. Certain mindsets started bestowed upon you. Certain types of thinking that's bestowed upon you. That yeah, it helps shape you into who you are today. Which
Mhm.
now has led to that fear to develop into all right, this is the biggest thing that scares D. I don't want that to happen. So with that being said, I'm gonna do everything in my power so that it doesn't. Right. But
Mhm.
other than that, I don't know. I don't really fear too much.
So,
Not like I'm Superman or something, but
you know what? So, my biggest fear that has come to pass as of late, something I think about daily, is dying. Okay.
dying.
Yeah.
Mortality is a deep. I feel you there.
Yeah. I mean, I think about
I feel
it
that.
daily.
I feel that.
Daily. And I'm not trying to get too, cynical or anything like that, but this is the reality that I'm just being honest about. And I have tried to come to the conclusion of why this is here now. I wasn't even one to like ever struggle from anxiety. And I mean, shit, 30 plus, I was strong with it. And not until about maybe 3 years ago did that even surface to it was uncomfortable. It was not normal for me. So when I think about death and all the people that have like come and gone in the manners that they've come and gone, now that you have a family, it's like it it holds so much more weight. I feel like because you've built things now, like it's not just about me. So I'm building something. And if I was to go out early, would my vision, would my implementation thus far, and the things that have laid the brickwork for this, will it move on? Will it live on? Will it without me? What does that look like? And it fucks with me. It fucks with me because it makes me feel like I'm not doing enough.
Have you had those thoughts? And I know you said it was recent, but have you ever contemplated that before, like
Never.
marriage and
Never.
kids and stuff?
Not death. No.
No.
So is it more along the lines of like you're missing out on it, or you're just like
I'm just looking at it like it could happen.
Like if it happens tomorrow.
It could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like the realization of that. It makes me think about, I mean, if I've never been overly conscious about it before, I find myself in some areas being more overly conscious and the things that I'm putting in my body. And I still put bad shit in my body, but I know I'm fucking doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not doing. Yeah, you're accepting that risk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like risk versus reward kind of mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have like a quantifiable goal of like what that means? Like I know. Okay, I hate
Hopefully
to.
I make it to like 80.
Well, I mean,
80 plus. I'm
yeah.
like,
Or what about the like the legacy aspect? Is that quantifiable? Like, do you have like a dollar? Like, is it like I have to have so much in my retirement account?
No.
Like, or is it just a sense of your legacy or your impact?
yeah,
for
I
lack
don't
of a
say
better
because legacy is a strong word. Impact, that's more. I'll go with that. Yeah, that's the impact of it. I don't have a dollar amount on it. No, it's just more so a vision.
I can appreciate that
You know,
for sure.
mm-hmm. But on a side note, well, not even a side note, the tangent that I'm spinning off now, completely different side, right? I don't know how fear works with you, but I don't know how this is going to turn out either. The lack of wanting to identify a gender. We changing Mr. Potato Head now. Everybody has a voice as far as the community is concerned when it comes to your, I don't even know how to speak on this without.
We're not trying to get canceled here.
Yeah,
I think that's like the big thing is
we want to know how, you feel me?
No, this
like,
is a good place to, before Webb continues. I think where we should inform our listenership that like what we say is not meant to be offensive. I think we're never trying to offend anyone. It's just our honest conversations. These are things that like maybe don't get talked about,
or
enough.
That uncomfortable conversation that you have with your friends.
Absolutely,
That
things
nobody
that
else is really talking
nobody
about.
knows
yeah,
about,
you know,
but
that
want
you
us to
think
be
about,
honest
but
of,
maybe
right?
like, yeah, you know, so I think it's not, we're never trying to offend, we want all, I mean, we've got a lot of diverse people that are in our lives, whether it's gender, race, ethnicity, religion. So that's never our intention, but we do want to further the conversation. That's always our intent.
So, where were you going with this? You know, it's such a generation or such a, everybody wants to identify what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't see what's the question? Or
the question is this: how do you feel about identities being changed amongst fictional characters and the platforms that we have to pretty much provide for everyone, since equal rights is equal rights? You know what I'm saying? But there's so many different identifications now. How do you feel about that? Like, did you know about Mr. Potato Head?
No, I have no idea about Mr. Potato Head.
Okay, Mr. Potato Head now is gonna be gender neutral.
So it's just Potato Head?
I saw there was like a Mr. Potato Head that looked like Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I got you. But it ain't gonna be a he no more. You can't say that.
But like, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. Like, if this is what you're worried about, and this is the biggest topic of concern, then I am so glad that like it doesn't matter to me, bro. Whatever you identify with it. Be who the fuck you are. Because here's the thing: if you don't love yourself, nobody else is gonna love you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to come out and identify with whoever the hell you need to identify with, or whatever you need to identify with in order to love yourself, then at that point, then you can move forward. Does it affect me and what I do on my day-to-day, what you identify with? No. Whatever interactions we have, as long as you're cordial to me and I'm cordial to you, and you never know, we might start a conversation and become friends. I don't know. I'm not going to look at you any differently, but the scream it from the mountaintops, this, that, and the third, whatever, dude. Like, okay, yay. Let's move the fuck on. Like, if that's what you identify with,
I think that's
great,
exactly
but
what they're trying to do, is move on from how it was. You know, when they had, there was something I came across and it was saying Demi Lovato she was speaking about gender reveal parties and how they're being, how that can be.
they dangerous. Motherfuckers is dying.
Setting off like wildfires and shit.
Hey,
right.
You motherfuckers, y'all killing yourselves in the backyard trying to tell everybody what type of what the sex is of the baby.
They shouldn't even be telling them the sex. That's what she's saying. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
Because it's transphobic.
Is transphobic to know the sex of your child?
to label him a boy or girl.
So then why is it at the point where, you can pick the color of your child's eyes. You can pick the height of your child. You can pick this, that, or the third. Like, so now all of a sudden it's an issue that we're finding out the gender of the child before the
I don't
child
understand.
Well, I think
Not that it's an issue of
gender and
finding out.
sex are different though, right?
Yeah.
Biological sex, like there's two sexes, you're male or female. Biological sex, but gender, there's a lot of gender. I mean, like people can identify as a lot of gender. So I can get that. I don't know about like gender reveal parties being like
Other than fucking dangerous, bro.
maybe change it to the name
because they're trying to say like the basis, and maybe I'm getting it wrong, but this is what I'm trying to figure out and understand. Are they saying that because you're going to label them a boy or a girl that you're not supposed to and allow them to have a choice?
Yeah, I mean, I think
you don't get no fucking choice until you grow the fuck up and life decides to give you what it gives you for you to choose from.
Now,
but you was born a man. I named you Thomas, and you decided to change the name to Cindy. Then more power to you, Tom.
Right.
But when you came out, you was born a woman. I named you Diane, and you decided to go by Jeremy. Great. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna rob your parents of that. Like, get the fuck out of town. What the fuck's that even?
It don't make sense to me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
gender reveals for your parents anyway.
Right, but for me, it's like anybody can have a problem with it. I'm still gonna do it because it's the way I view things. Okay, and if I'm offending somebody, guess what? Here's the disclaimer: I'm not trying to. Okay, at all. But if you come out with a pipe, he's a dude. If you come out with a slit, she come out with a slit. You know what it is, and I'm gonna call it just like that, like I see it.
Yeah, because
I think that like, okay, I get that, but then like, what about when that person grows up, like, and they've identified as a female and they've had like gender reassignment surgery? It's still a dude to you? Like, you're still gonna call her a dude?
No, probably not out of respect, but it ain't gonna change my mindset.
All right. Well, I think there's, and I think that I think that's good though. I'm glad you said that because I think that's where we have to like understand there's respect. And there's also like, fundamentally, it's very hard to change people's beliefs. So even though like I might disagree, like I might disagree with you on this. I disagree with you on this subject, but like I know I'm probably not going to change your fundamental beliefs, but we can be respectful to the
what
people
is it that you disagree about.
Yeah,
I think the thing is like you got to but what you said is right. I think like respect is right. I agree that also there are two sexes, but I think from a gender perspective, how people identify, I'm okay with accepting like, hey, you were born a dude, but you want to identify as a female and you're working to change your gender. Like that's a thing that we can do now. Science makes it medically happen. I understand some psychology.
Well, I'm not
So
accepting it.
Oh yeah, no. But I'm saying like from a belief perspective though, I think like my beliefs have changed to the point where I think I can be more tolerant of it. Not necessarily tolerant of it, but more accepting of it and still have. I don't know. It's hard to explain. You know what I mean? Like,
so is it safe to say? Because I'm gonna help you out here, brother.
Yeah, no, I just like, you know what I mean? Like, like I don't know a ton of trans people, but I do know some, and it's like I would never
want them to feel
like I didn't feel for them or like
why
acknowledge or accept their personality or whatever.
Why do you have to accept? So hold on. So you have
because like. It would be the same thing as like racial discrimination, right? You know what I mean? Like,
so you don't accept. I don't know. Maybe. So today's weed was brought to you by Gorilla Glue. I'm normally supporting the local weed, man. This
the
came
GG
from,
number 4.
Yeah, that GG number 4. It's fire. So sorry about that.
Yeah, right.
High thoughts. But at the same time, why do you feel bad, or why do you feel as though you have to, like, hey, I accept you for who you are? Like, why do I need to tell you that? Because
I think sometimes it's assumed that people are not what they appear to be. But like, if I assume that everyone is straight, and we like just ingrain that, and it's all, and I mean, like, and that's how society has projected things, right? But so people who I feel bad for people who can't be their true authentic selves because society a lot of times dictates things or they're viewed a certain way, even though like might conflict with your beliefs, which is fine.
I'm
Just that
like,
they're still
here's my thing
viewed.
though. If I go into the party and I assume this person is one way and they're not, then it's cool. I keep it pushing. Hey, how you doing? You still who you are, and what's up? I'm me.
So what's the opposite of that?
You know what I mean? I don't think that's a bad thing, even though we've been ingrained to like, who doesn't make assumptions? Are we really about to sit up here and talk about we don't make assumptions in our head?
Oh, absolutely.
On a scale of, you know what I mean? All y'all, all the listeners, we all do. This is just what you do. You judge people. This is social media era right now. When you look at pictures and your thoughts go. And you do what you do, and that's nothing to it. So that's assuming is assuming. So what? If you don't accept, that's where the line gets drawn.
Does it make you mad, or like you said?
You know
like,
what I mean?
If I assume that you're
well, I
one
think you
way
gotta
and you're
accept,
not, then I'm like, oh, okay, well, I fucked
that.
up. But what if I assume that you're one way and you are? Then what? Do I get a cookie for that?
No, I'm just saying. I think
I get a reward?
you have
Like,
to,
I was right. I knew it.
Like we shouldn't assume, even though we do, and I agree, absolutely we do. That's the nature that we live in. But I think that like we should accept and respect whatever their choice is. It's like if you want to wear a mohawk, I accept and respect your choice to wear a mohawk. If you are, cisgendered, person, like
I think what a better argument is would be more along the lines of, why is it that I have to have these sexual relations pushed down my throat when watching everyday TV?
Because
now
you can't discriminate against.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Because you can sit here and say what about man on woman? Like, you're okay with that? No, I'm not. How about this? Can we turn the sex down in some of this goddamn TV?
It sells though, bro, right?
Come on.
Like,
it does sell. I get it.
So it ain't never going to stop.
It ain't going to stop, huh? We might as well just...
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, just deal with it, huh? Right? Like,
put your parental controls on like G or
don't
something.
watch this shit. You got options.
Thing, right? You got options not
Keep
to watch
it to PBS, right?
Right,
yeah.
but it's like, but you have the gender, relationships pushed on you like to a certain level of degree. Now, I'm not saying that like it needs to be, you don't have to pussyfoot around it, but to extenuate it or to blow it up or make it bigger than what it really is.
Because here's the thing.
I think your business is your business also. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you something, B. If you had a child and you're watching TV, and in the blink of an eye, a gay scene happens where it's two girls, two dudes, and your child sees this at an early age, is that something you don't mind him seeing?
No, I don't. I mean, because they could see it, like at the grocery store, right? Like a gay couple together and they hold hands or kiss or something. Like they could see it there, right? So I think like if they have questions about it, I'm okay with them seeing it, and I'm also okay if they have questions about it, and I'm okay with talking to them in an age-appropriate manner about whatever they have questions about. So I think education is important because I feel like that's partly like a generational thing. Like, okay, we're all of the same age. We're all like straight cisgendered males. There was never even education about this. Like, not that like you could, just like what all this stuff was about. You know what I mean? Like, and I think maybe if there was more education about like, and that would destigmatize, that, hey, there are, two females in a relationship or a person that has two dads or whatever. If there was more education like that at an earlier age and through it at appropriate levels, I think that we could change the collective mind shift on how future generations think and approach it. And maybe it's not an issue like this in the future if there was more education on it. Maybe everyone is just accepting and no one gives a shit because it's your business is your business.
I think it'll inevitably get there. We're
in that change period though. Absolutely.
That's why I feel like we're part of, I don't want to say the greatest era born in, but like
Kind of though.
We
I mean,
are
like
on the cusp. We've always been front seat, like to
all the new
change.
shit.
all the change. We've had it
Like
all.
when the
Like-
bus took off, we was lining up, and the parents was like, "No, go ahead, y'all get on," and we was up there like. So I feel like with that, and naturally, our kids. Who knows what the world looks like then? If it's transitioning right now,
right.
you know what I mean?
All right, I think that's it because I do think like at the end of the day, your business is your business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who you date, how you identify that has no bearing to me. If you're cool people, that's what I care about. Like you know what I mean? If we have interactions and you're cool with me and respectful to me, I will always be cool and respectful to you. I think that's important, and I think society for the better part would be a lot better if more people approach it that way.
You know, I'm sorry, but this just hit me. But it's fucked up because that mindset has actually burnt me. Where if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. And there's a group of people, and I'm not going to use any names, but there's a guy. I will use the genders. The guy in the group of friends, right? So nobody likes this guy, right? Everybody's fuck him, and he's an asshole, and he's this, and he's that. But every time I've met that dude, it was always like, hey, what's up, bro? We good? I'm cool. You're cool. I'm cool. No. So I never had no ill will or nothing bad to say about him until it transpired over and I actually seen what everybody else was seeing with him. And then it rears its ugly head, and I'm like, wow, I was really giving you the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, everybody around you's like, stop fucking with this dude, or don't, he's this, and he's never been that way. I didn't listen.
It's just another way to look at it.
I didn't listen. I didn't. Now I'm kind of like,
you hard-headed.
Yeah, I mean, am I hard-headed? No, but
it's just the perspective of how you look at it.
You see what I'm saying? But it's like, no, you got to be different. Treat everybody the same. And when you do, then you get shit on. Then you like, fuck you fucking slime ball.
I think the realization of how the world is, since we all think it's gonna be. Everybody respect each other. Well, we want it to be, but that's a utopia, and that'll never.
And we
happen.
don't live in that utopia.
It'll never happen. So we have to take the good with the bad, the pretty with the ugly, and try to fucking figure this shit out. Hey, any last words? Final thoughts?
Get at me on a box. It's Dr. B 412-8470. You can watch me get killed a lot on Call of Duty.
I wouldn't even play it like that. He is the newcomer, but if y'all do want to check this,
go
go
check
follow
my
him.
stats today. I was going ham.
Let's put it out there. Let's put it out there.
ham.
Let's put it out there. It'll be our squad versus your squad.
That's it.
Okay, because we got a squad, and if y'all want to see that, we can stream that.
That's it. Yeah,
we do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Come and fuck
check
with
the
us.
Patreon out for that.
Yeah, no doubt. But any last words?
As always, guys, thank you for checking us out. Thank you for listening. But I mean, the only way that you're really going to create change is by starting with yourself. And, like I always say, man, just try to be kind to someone else and just try to extend that loving hand a little bit further this week, guys. Till the next time, that's about all I got from you.
Don't forget, follow us on our IG page. Want me to be honest _pod. And check us out on our Gmail to send us the questions
that you want to hear.
Yeah, that you want to hear. It's all on the IG, and more stuff coming. I'm not going to drop too many hints, but you guys will see when it really goes down here. So
that's right, and catch us on our personal pages if you can too. I'm at Dr. B _412 on Instagram and Twitter.
Y'all know who I am.
If you can find me, let me know, homie.
Yeah, all day.
Where's Waldo?
That's it.
Find me.
All right, guys, take it easy. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Hold up, baby, I ain't tripping on them games that you be playing. What you saying? I ain't fucking with that ticket you be paying.